This should be played at high volume.
This is the podcast of beats, and their whole team is complete. They feeding the streets, other people can't compete. Shit, you got Carlo, got Kenny, got Baba, got Uncle. You cannot forget Malik, and you got Ski. Yeah, the whole roster elite. They bringing the heat every week.
Welcome back. This is the same convo with your same host, Kenny, Carlil, and Bomba. And today I got the sports segment. And we ain't got to waste too much time with the build-ups or anything like that. We know exactly what we're talking about. Conference final play has started. Specifically, Western Conference final has started today. Currently, the score is Minnesota up 8, OKC up 0, 10 minutes,
yes, sir.
37 seconds left, first quarter. Knicks and Pacers start tomorrow. So, as far as what you've seen out of all these four teams, bro, which one do you feel like is truly finals ready? And which ones do you feel like have benefited from an easy path? Or do you think all of the teams had a difficult path this year?
I feel like everybody had an equal path. Like, if anything, I feel like a lot of the underdogs won. Like, nobody expected the Knicks to beat the Celtics. And nobody definitely expected the Pacers to beat the Cavs.
I expected the Knicks to beat the Celtics.
I didn't expect I did not see that. I didn't expect the Knicks to win.
I say it every year. The only reason the Celtics went to the finals last year is because everybody they played were hurt. You feel me? All the good people in the Eastern Conference were hurt. But this every year, Jason Tatum and the Celtics, and specifically Jason Tatum. You said what?
We made predictions. I'm pretty sure me and Carla predicted that the Knicks was going.
No, we to sum it up,
it wasn't an easy path though. That's the defending champs.
To sum it up, they are.
How you feel about JT and JB?
Look, they are salesmen. When it comes to this time of year, every year they find some way to sell. The only reason they didn't sell last year because everybody was hurt. But nah, I feel that. Kenny feels like everybody was on equal footing.
Mm-hmm.
Bomba, how about you? Do you feel like everybody was equal on footing, or somebody had an easy path?
I think the easiest path I would just say is New York, but like Kenny said, most of the people are underdogs outside of OKC too. But Denver also put up a fight, so yeah, pretty even all across the board.
I will say
Shout out to Jay in the chat. He said the West teams are NBA Finals ready, but he thinks either team in the West wins the finals this year.
Either team in the West wins the finals. All right, so let's build on that then. Let's build on that. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about so do y'all agree? Do y'all agree with that statement?
So it's Knicks and Pacers. Yes. Yeah, easy actually. It's very easily actually. If it's the Timberwolves or the Thunder, they're winning over the Knicks or the Pacers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm leaning on the opposite end. I think that the Knicks, to my opinion, should be the favorite to win it. When you're looking at their whole lineup, I think they're the most complete team right now, especially considering the addition of Cat compared to last year. One of the biggest issues that the Minnesota Timberwolves have is their struggles. They can have a game where all five starters will have struggles, whether that's Julius Randle, whether that's Anthony Edwards. Let's not forget that the Warriors that they just faced up were riddled with injuries, and also did not have a lot of height, and were struggling to put Kuminga on the floor because of contract issues. So you don't have the height and the players needed to face the Minnesota Timberwolves. You feel me? New York, however, Cat, Mitchell is playing, Brunson, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. Don't let Batty be on the side court. It's over with.
What about the Thunder? You said the Timberwolves, the Thunder's in the West too.
Thunder, I also think size is a problem, and also to experience. I feel like a coach in Thibodeau and the intensity that they can play with, one of the biggest issues that the Thunder have is physicality. You feel me? Once the Nuggets was able to turn that on, it's a problem. But if the T-Wolves can stay focused and have just follow Thibs' game style, I think they got it.
No, I'm saying like the Knicks versus the Thunder.
That's what I'm saying.
You said the T Wolves got it.
No, I said Tibbs.
Oh,
Following Tibbs' leadership. Tim Thibodeau.
So from what Obama's saying, you predicting that it's going to be Knicks and Timberwolves in the finals.
No, I'm not saying Knicks or Timberwolves. I'm saying that I feel like the Knicks faces either one of those teams. I actually think the Knicks should be favored to win, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Now that's where I was going to build off of. Like I definitely agree with you. I do think the Knicks are built to win against the Pacers. The only thing that's going to kill me with the Knicks is their inconsistency when it comes to the first half because that's when we saw what we saw be their biggest downfalls in that series with the Celtics. Even though the first couple games they were able to, rally back and win those games, if they get to a point where they're just down the whole game and the second half they don't come back alive, then I feel like that's the only way that the Indiana Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton are going to be able to beat them. But I do think as far as personnel, the Knicks should on paper the Knicks should win. On paper, the Knicks should win just because I mean, on the Pacers, you got Tyrese, you got Pascal, you got Miles Turner. Like they got some dogs over there. But as far as like you just said, Tibbs' play style, the way he pushes his players and then the way they push themselves while they're on the court, like especially, I mean, everybody talks about the offensive firepower that they are. Nobody talks about like their defense is crazy. Like
It's insane.
the first two games ended off Miles Bridges' defensive plays. The first play was a last minute steal on Jason Tatum in the first game. And then I'm pretty sure the second game is, I can't remember which game they went to overtime, but I know the second game is when he got the last minute block on Jason Tatum. So their defense is definitely a factor. On the West side, it's hard because it's like you would think the inexperience, I guess this would be the ultimate test for OKC when it comes as far as like their inexperience. Like, can they overcome a team that's now gone to back conference finals and then overcome an Anthony Edwards who is hungry to show that, you feel me? He might not necessarily, of course, they're calling him the legend killer. He then took out LeBron. He then took out KD. He then took out you feel me? He took out the Nuggets once, and then this
the Warriors.
past round he took out the Warriors. Like I understand Steph didn't play, and that would have been a big help, but they still had Draymond, Jimmy, you feel me, Buddy Hill. Like they still had a decent enough team to get them to rally, and they just couldn't. So I don't know. That one, I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves just based off experience. Just based off experience. Who do you think will be the most important players on each team to get them to the championship level?
Other than like the clear leaders of the
Yeah,
team.
other than we'll say Timberwolves, we need, of course you'll need Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. Who else are you going to need? Of course, OKC, you're going to need Shea, you're going to need Chet. Who else are you going to need? Knicks, Brunson, and Cat. Who else? And then for the Pacers, you got Tyrese and Pascal. Like who are the others that are going to be key contributors that are going to push these teams over the edge?
For the
This
Timberwolves,
fire.
it's gonna be Rudy for sure because all the other teams, well,
Rudy?
yes, because except for the Knicks, every other team has a. I mean, it's not. I mean, not the Knicks. Except for the Pacers, every other team has a big that's really scoring the ball. You guys like if you stop Chet, if you don't let Chet, produce, that hurts the Thunder. If you don't let Cat produce, that hurts the Knicks. So if Rudy Gobert locks in for the Timberwolves, it's gonna be great for them. This nigga just dropped 20 and 20. If you do that shit again, they could beat anybody.
He's not doing that shit again, though. That's the problem. That's why I was saying, like, Rudy, because I'm thinking, like, all the bigs that we got, we
That's
ain't
what
gonna have.
that's what he
If we had
said.
Jackson Hayes, he's not going for that.
Outside of Anthony Edwards and Julius, yeah, I'm gonna say Rudy.
Me personally, I'm gonna go with Jaden McDaniels. Go with Jaden McDaniels. Any single time that Jaden McDaniels gets it going, the Timberwolves are winning. It doesn't matter if Anthony Edwards is scoring 15 points, Julius Randle is scoring 12. He has been able to have those games that where it's like just going for a run of 30. Like I just feel like as a coach, you really gotta wish that a player like that can get it going because his basketball IQ, one of them, like is just up there, and then his scoring capability. Like if he gets to go in the playoffs, you're good. Like you just don't need to count on anybody else to get active because Anthony Edwards is always gonna get attention. He's always gonna have people focused on him. So you get a shooter open. Now you're able to get Randall active. You're able to get Ant-Man active. The defense is all over the place. You win it for sure.
Facts. No, I definitely agree with that pick. I was also going to say, I do believe that I don't think they're depending on him. Nah, actually, no. I do believe they're depending on him a little bit as far as the defensive end and the rebounds. But I do think if we have an inconsistent Rudy, like that, Rudy definitely, as far as his defensive presence and his rebounding, that is consistent. Him blowing up and having 2020 games, that is not, you know, a thing. But as of right now, they've only needed him to have that for one game to get them to the finals. I do think he's going to, if it's a series where it's not ultimately a sweep or a gentleman sweep, they are going to need one monster game from Rudy, as
Mhm.
far as the scoring and the rebounding end.
Yeah.
Um,
And Jay made a good point because the Thunder start Hartenstein and Chet. So if Julius can
I
focus
forgot
on,
they had him.
yeah. So if Rudy, I mean, if Julius can focus on like, if Chet is playing the perimeter and Julius guards him while Rudy's in the paint to stop Hartenstein and grab a rebound, I think that's the best way you do it. You let Julius guard whichever big is out on the perimeter and try to keep Rudy down. They can keep switching off whoever's down there and let Rudy guard whoever's down in the paint. That's what I would do as a coach, at least. That way we can maximize our rebounds, maximize the rim protection.
on the OKC side, I think Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams got to stay
J-Dub,
consistent
yup.
because
J-Dub. He just had a good game last game.
that's what I'm saying. He's been very consistently good for this OKC team. There can't be he can't be put in a position where they take him, out of the game. I feel like they take him out of the game, then that puts more on Shea, which I know he doesn't, mind handling the load. But I think Jalen Williams is as far as the leader of the others, but I think it's going to take the whole entirety of the roster to wheel them to the win. Like everybody has to be as equally as great. Some people greater than others, those some people being Shea and Chet, but I think that that's how they've gotten this far. They thrive as a team around Shea, and so they have to keep thriving.
Jason
Um,
agrees with you in the chat. He says if Jalen can get 22 a game, that'd be great. And he said Chet needs to get 19 to 22.
facts, facts. Moving on the Eastern Conference side for the Knicks, outside of
Cat and
outs-
Brunson.
Cat, the Big Purr and Jalen Brunson,
The big bodega.
and the Big Bodega. You feel me? I have to say it's. I think it's clear that it has to be Josh Hart and Mikael Bridges.
Can we talk about why everybody gets better once they leave the Lakers? I hate it.
Who specifically?
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart was a puppy, bro.
He
I'm not
was
holding.
he was
Yeah,
good. He
I'm
was
not
solid
holding.
still.
He was solid because I think as far as like when he was on the Lakers, he was a puppy and he was also more of a 3-and-D guy to where now on the Knicks, like he's an everything kind of guy. Like he's the Draymond of the Knicks almost essentially. Like he all of his plays are impactful and then like he be getting triple doubles that be like 12, 11, 10. You feel me? Like so I
And
just
you
think
playing with your teammate from college, so you know
He's an impact player.
I think his role is different. I think his role is more accepted on that, and it probably is also due to the coaching style as well. You feel me? So
Yeah, I get it. It makes me angry. I'm like, why you couldn't do this when you was playing with LeBron?
man, that man was like 2 years old in the league, bro. I don't hold that against him. But yeah, any disagreements on there? Mikael Bridges, Jalen Brunson. I mean, Mikael Bridges and Josh Hart.
I
Yeah,
mean OG too. Can't forget about OG
OG,
Anunoby.
OG Anunoby, definitely.
OG gonna do what OG do, what he's always done, just lock up defense and get you a few fast break buckets if you can.
Dunk on somebody's ass.
Yeah, OG's been OG since OG had been OG, and you feel me?
Is it? Is Obi Toppin? Obi Toppin is playing for the Pacers, right?
Yeah, Obi Toppin's on
He's still with the
Pacers.
Pacers. Okay.
Yeah, I think the impact player that's gonna need to step up for the Knicks is definitely Mikal Bridges.
Filled out. Like I said,
Yeah,
he's been doing amazing,
Hmm.
amazing defensively.
that's what I'm saying. If you see that his play on the defensive end is what's been like really impactful, like against the Celtics. If he can continue that, the Knicks gonna need that.
Bugs. Anybody else you want to add, Bomber? You got usually probably the same ones.
Now same ones, and then just OG in there because I feel like the Knicks got the response for the Pacers, bro. If they were able to shut down the Celtics, it was cooked.
Bugs. Then finally, the Pacers, outside of Tyrese, Pascal, of course, you need Miles Turner to give you that 10, 15, 10 and 10, whatever he can do. I'm going to say you definitely need Aaron Neesmith and Andrew Nemhard to be as consistent as they've been. I mean, last game, Andrew Nemhard put up 18, 6, and 3. Aaron Neesmith was 13, 2, and 13. So I definitely think you need those. And then I think it's kind of almost like the OKC, like I said, it's like outside of your main guys, it's going to be all the everybody. You feel me? Everybody has to play equally as good as a team to get them over that hump. But again, I just don't see them beating the Knicks.
I don't see it. What hurts me the most about this playoff season is we had literally just said what teams could never win
Wildcats,
it. We said what team could never win it.
Wildcats. I'm sorry. You keep saying what team? What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the my fault. Keep going.
But anyway, so
What I was saying was we were just asking what team. I promise you. We were just discussing what team could never win an NBA championship. And I feel like me and Bamba both said the Pacers. And here the Pacers are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
oh, they still not winning it.
They still not winning it.
They're not there yet.
I hope not. Because I don't know why I hate the Indiana Pacers. I just do. I hate them. I haven't tolerated them since Paul George was there.
Is it because they were
Or
more? It was because they were more relevant than D Rose when Paul George was there. Is it because they were more
Ooh.
relevant than the Bulls?
more. Move on. Move
My
on.
my fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Um. Okay. So I'm pretty sure now that I think about it, every is there anybody on each team that's been a champion before?
On each
Pascal.
team.
Pascal's been a champion.
Pascal. What's the white boy on? Why can't I think of his name?
Oh,
He played with the
he's
Lakers
not
in
there
the
no more.
bubble.
Oh,
He's not there no
Alex
more.
Caruso.
Caruso. Alex Caruso. He's a champ.
Oh, Caruso with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kyle Kuzma's still there.
I can't think of anybody else. I feel like there might be another one. But as far as everybody, as far as all the main players, so AE, Gobert, Julius Randle, AE,
I
Gobert,
don't think anybody else is a champ.
Julius Randle, Shea. I don't think anybody on the Thunder except for Alex Caruso is a champion. Pacers, only Pascal, I'm pretty sure. And then on the Knicks,
OG Anunoby is
Oh,
too.
who is
Anunoby.
He was on the
who's
Raptors, wasn't he? He was on the Raptors team.
mm,
I don't think he was drafted yet when they won.
I swear OG Anunoby was on that team.
okay, I guess not let's focus on the players. Let's focus on the superstars then. So the superstars, the main guys for each team. Whoever wins, this will be their first championship. So which team ultimately we're gonna put our predictions in now then? Which team ultimately do you think gets I don't want to do all the way to the finals. I don't want to do all the way to the
Yeah, OG
finals.
Anunoby was on the team. I just looked it up.
I don't want to do all the way to the finals. Let's do the predictions for each conference. Let's do the predictions for each conference, and then we'll wait to do the finals prediction. Um, But I guess this still will still work because now they have conference finals champions. I think that was first implemented what last year, the year before, or conference finals MVPs. That's what I meant,
Mm-mm,
not conference finals
maybe.
champions, conference finals MVPs. So let's start with the Western Conference. Who do you think makes it out the West, and which player do you think wins the Western Conference Finals MVP?
I'm going Anthony Edwards.
So you got and T Wolves.
At least that's what I want to win.
Okay, Bamba.
I think I'm gonna go with Kenny on that one. And man with the people too.
I think I
Yeah,
think
man.
I mean that was the same thing in my head. I think it's Anthony Edwards and T Wolves. The one thing I am afraid of though, and let me knock on wood before I say this, there was two times in these playoffs. One with LeBron, and I forget who the other one was with in this past series.
Mhm.
But there was two plays in this playoffs for Anthony Edwards where it looked like he was hurt and he was going to be out,
Yeah.
and he ended up coming right back. So I am just praying that he is healthy enough because if Anthony Edwards gets hurt for the Timberwolves, that blows it.
Over with.
That blows it. Everything is gone. They literally that's not a team, and maybe I'm wrong, but they don't look like a team that will be able to get very far without him. Um, all right, moving on to the Eastern Conference line. Who do you think gets out the East, and who is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP? Me, I believe in the Knicks. I believe the Knicks are going to take it, and he's been the most clutch player in the league and the postseason thus far. I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson. Anybody?
Well,
I'm also going Jalen Brunson.
Okay, that's two for the Knicks. Two for Jalen Brunson.
somebody had to disagree because I'm going with Indiana Pacers, man. Tyrese
And
Halliburton. You feel me? Real light skin.
What the Halliburton?
What the hell? The Heliante?
I mean, it would be a hell of a story. It would be a
Yeah,
hell of
nah,
a.
that shit not happening like I just said earlier. It's not happening for a decade at least.
I'm dead. I mean, look, but so you believe it's gonna be JB and the Knicks?
It's easy, bro. It's JB. They got this nigga graphic of this nigga and Kobe. I'm like, y'all need to chill out. I need to
I'm
relax
dead.
a little bit.
I'm dead. Since I mentioned story, I gotta ask it. A final question: Who's understandably like who we think is gonna win and who we all want to win, but who do you think will have a better story getting to the finals? Would it be Tyrese Halliburton on the Pacers after getting voted the most overrated player in the league,
There's one answer.
leading them to the championship? Will
No,
it be the Knicks
no,
that haven't won a championship since what, the
no,
70s?
It
no.
would be Tyrese Halliburton.
No, it's not.
Who?
Anthony Edwards.
It would be Tyrese Halliburton.
Anthony Edwards would be no, no, no. This
It
man
would be
is
Tyrese
collecting NBA.
Halliburton.
Anthony Edwards is collecting NBA legends like Infinity Stones. If he finishes with the championship, we gotta talk.
It would be
We gotta.
Tyrese Halliburton.
No, no, it's not.
It would be Tyrese Halliburton.
I don't care if
You
you was.
cannot watch
I
this
don't
season
care
and
that
tell
you
me
was
it's not
voted
going to be
most
Tyrese
overrated.
Halliburton, bro.
I don't care that he was voted most overrated. This man went through KD, LeBron,
Mm-hmm.
Steph.
Mm-hmm.
If he wins this NBA championship after beating with that journey, Ant-Man.
I mean, this is my thing. First of all, consider the teams, right? You're talking about Timberwolves. You got Julius Randle. You got Rudy Gobert. You got Jaden McDaniels. And then you go to the fucking Pacers. I got Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam. This kid, when we went from the Olympics, and then the videos of him with the white girls came out, and then he started the season, and it was horrible. Nigga was on this nigga's ass. Oh no, that's them white girls. You should stay away from the white girls. Whoop doo, da 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 da. And then you move on the season, and he really struggles, like real deal struggle. Like I feel like this is one of the very real struggle that he has. And then now, for the first time, survey come out. Everybody voted. When's the last time you seen a percentage of vote like that? People are saying he's overrated. His peers are saying he's overrated. and then he proceeds to take the Cavs, which is one of the best teams right now, and he defeats them. And I think he also defeated the Bucks, right? Defeated the Bucks. His pops came out, flashed the towel to Giannis, and the niggas sanctioned him. Think about a documentary. If this nigga wakes up tomorrow and puts up that trophy, it's an over with. Y'all not going to hear the end of it. Especially it's because he is not of that caliber of the Jalen Brunson, of the Anthony Edwards. Like, it's no disrespect to him, but he's not of that caliber yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Anthony Edwards beat child support too.
Overrated, comes down, defeats the Cavs, defeats the Greek Freak with Damian Lillard. I understand he got injured, but the whole controversy where his pops, and then people were talking about him, he comes and does that, it's over with. That documentary will be out next year.
Facts.
I'd rather watch the Anthony Edwards documentary.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like, yes, Anthony Edwards last year he beat KD finals 4-0. He beat the Nuggets 7 games. So he beat Jokic. Then he lost to the Mavericks in the conference finals. Came back this year. He beats LeBron and Luka. And then he goes through the Warriors, unfortunately without Steph after game 1. But he still beat Draymond and Jimmy. And then now his conference finals matchup is an inexperienced team that might ultimately lead him to a finals. I do think that is impressive.
Oh, wait. Let's not minimize it to an inexperienced team. That's the team with the best record in the league, also with the front runner for MVP on it.
They also had the best record last year.
They had the best record last year.
Okay, but let's talk about what's happening.
When they get swept.
Okay, bet. They had the best record last 2 years, and they have the front runner for MVP on the team.
They had the best record last year and got swept. People were like, y'all not ready.
Well, they're in the Western Conference Finals this year.
Numbers to the playoffs. Come on, bro.
They're in the Western Conference Finals this year with the front runner.
There is a reason why they separate the stats, because when you get in the playoffs, it's serious.
That's fine.
Serious.
That's fine. But as of right now, all four teams haven't. As of right now, all 4 teams have not seen this much success in a very long time.
Ant-Man have
to the.
Because of his team.
He got to the conference finals last year.
Because of his team.
And Cat got to the conference finals last year.
That's it. The teams. They're on separate teams now. Like them 2 teams specifically have made a swap.
The one of the teams is still good. What did you get?
Both of the teams are still good.
And what was the nigga from Villanova? White boy from Villanova. I'm forgetting his name. He was in New York.
Dante
DiVincenzo. Come on, bro.
All I'm saying is this.
Clutch man. Yeah, that's him.
I'm still going my pick.
Ryan's in the YouTube chat. He said Anthony Edwards lost his mom and grandmother months apart from each other too. That's in there as well. Not gonna lie, it's written for him. Like I said, I do respect the story.
And he beat child support.
I do think it would be more impressive if the so-and-so legends weren't on the back, even though they can still perform at the highest level, they are on the back end of their primes. So I do think that plays a part in it as well. I do think the teams that each of the legends are surrounded with
I keep going. I think you're good.
Okay.
Keep going.
I do think that each team that the legends were surrounded with when Anthony Edwards beat them weren't as good as Anthony Edwards' team. You feel me? Like he lost to the Mavericks last year, but they had Luka, they had Kyrie, the Mavericks had it last year and they fumbled in the finals. You feel me? So because they should have never lost to the Celtics.
Nah, hell, never.
They should have never lost to the Celtics. I guess what I'm saying is Anthony Edwards' run is impressive. I don't think it would be more impressive than the Pacers, just because they aren't, like, just as we are talking about them right now, they're not getting to the finals. They're not winning a championship. They are, in our eyes, collectively, of what we talked about, they are the worst team out of the 4 of these. So you got Tyrese Halliburton leading the worst team after he was voted overrated after the stuff that happened this season. And it will be more relevant because it happened this season, these playoffs. I think he would have had a better story. So
Like they're not getting the vote because they're good. They're getting the vote because of how mediocre they are compared to the rest. That's what we're
facts,
saying. Like they're
facts,
bad.
facts, facts,
But if they
facts.
win, it accentuates it.
If they wins, I'm gonna apologize. You feel me? Uh, to everything I said. But with the Halliburton. But if nobody has anything else to add, that is the end of this sports segment. Y'all got our picks. We believe us collectively. I don't think. I mean, this might. Of course, it's probably not the first time we agreed on something, but I can't think of the last time. But us as a collective believe that the Knicks are going to the finals and the Timberwolves are going to the finals. So, we'll come back here whenever that happens to see how we measured up on our picks, and hopefully we're right. We like to think we know a little bit about basketball too. Some of us, all of us, maybe. But
I like to pretend.
this has been a sports segment. I'm your host, the legendary man alive.
You what?
The most legendary man alive. I don't think you
Oh,
heard
I
me.
thought they said the name.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, send this to your friends, send this to your family. Comment down below who you think is going to win the finals and who you think is going to be the conference finals MVP. And yeah, stick with us if you're live because we'll be right back with the anime segment. Send this
Hey,
to your,
everyone wants to see my boss tomorrow.
I don't
Basketball, basketball, basketball.